Hey all, I'm Kara Perez, founder of Bravely Go, and today's video is all about the future of influencing. Is influencing going to stay a career? What will happen to influencers who age out of their audience demographics? And what is the future of work for someone whose only professional experience is being a full-time influencer? This is the final part of our series this month on influencers and money. I hope you'll go back and watch our 3 previous videos and go ahead and hit subscribe right now if you too wonder what the future of influencing looks like. And if you love our content and you're looking for a channel to support, please consider becoming a patron. You can find the link to become a patron in our description, and patrons get all sorts of exclusive content, event discounts, and a chance to have an AMA and Ask Me Anything with me 4 times a year. If you want to support our all-female small media channel, becoming a patron is the best way to do that. First, let's take a look at the state of influencing as it stands right now. According to Sprout Social, the influencer marketing industry is expected to reach $21.2 billion worldwide in 2023. The influencer marketing industry was worth just $1.7 billion back in 2016. Like to Know It, a third-party affiliate marketing program that a lot of influencers use to link their outfits or their home decor items, says, "We are driving more than $4 billion in annual online sales by uniting brands, creators, and shoppers. At Like to Know It, we power creator commerce for more than 165,000 top-tier creators, 1 million brands across 100 countries, and 8 million Like to Know It shoppers." So safe to say that people be shopping online and brands be spending money online via influencer marketing. A 2023 study of more than 35 marketing agencies, brands, and influencers themselves had some pretty interesting data points I want to share with y'all. Specifically, they said that nearly 60% of influencers felt they faced discrimination in 2022. And 71% admit to having increased the amount of content they produce and share. These 2 points are really interesting to me because I feel like they're not talked about that much when it comes to how influencers create content and make money online. My main takeaway from these 2 pieces of data is that influencing is not a fair game to everyone playing, and the rate of online content creation and influencing is getting faster and faster. Add these 2 pieces of information on top of our general economic status and how people are generally feeling about the economy, and I think we're going to see the game of influencing change drastically in the next 5 years. The value versus the cost of influencers. The value versus the cost of influencers to brands seems to be a really big conversation when we talk about influencers and their future. How well do influencers convert into sales for brands? How profitable is it for a brand to hire an influencer rather than to create an ad campaign themselves? And crucially, will AI influencers replace actual human influencers in the coming decade? For that first question, how well do influencers translate into sales? It's hard to find data around that because brands are not in the habit of putting on their website, "Oh, Jazzy Jenny 217 made us $18 million in sales over the Black Friday weekend of 2023. But with the amount of money overall being spent on influencer marketing, it's safe to say that brands feel that they are getting something of value out of influencers. And here, I think it's important that we remember that currency comes in many forms. Brands might not always hire an influencer just so that influencer can convert into product sales. They may hire an influencer to help them increase their brand awareness, to introduce their product to a totally new market demographic, or to do some PR where they need to fix their brand imaging. Think about Victoria's Secret pivoting away from the angels being these 6'2", 100-pound supermodels for 5 decades and pivoting into hiring people like Megan Rapinoe, who are queer and who are maybe not as traditionally feminine as the angels have been. Via Megan, Victoria's Secret was trying to tap into a totally different market demographic. For me personally, I think the bigger question about the future of influencing is AI. Are AI influencers going to replace human ones? AI is a rapidly growing market in all areas, but the thing about AI influencers is they never get tired. They never miss deadlines. They never need the weekend off. A robot can produce and produce and produce, whereas a human can't. And marketing agencies are already creating their own AI influencers. Meet Ayatana Lopez, an AI influencer created by a Spanish modeling agency, who as of this video has over 200,000 followers on Instagram alone. The modeling agency says she can make upwards of $11,000 US per month. This follower account, first of all, hurts my feelings as a real person who has significantly fewer followers, but also it indicates to me that people are at the very least intrigued by AI influencers. And scrolling through some of the comments on its page makes me realize that a lot of these people don't even know she's not a real person. I think AI influencing is going to drastically change the influencer game over the next 5 years. I think that a lot of agencies and brands will create an AI influencer that can be their brand face and use that to market to real people. It's very Black Mirror, Twilight Zone, in my opinion, to think of a computer-generated image of a person being used to market to actual real people. And what about privacy and influencing? This is something that I might explore in much more detail in a future video, privacy and influencing and monetizing your lifestyle, because I think there's a lot to unpack there that we've really only scratched the surface of in these 4 videos. Let me know in the comments if you'd be interested in that. But the truth is, in any niche, you have to be comfortable sharing some degree of your personal life online to be a successful influencer. Influencers, especially the more successful ones, share everything from their religious beliefs to their children, to their homes, to their diets and their health problems or health wins with their audiences. And until very recently, there seemed to be an insatiable appetite for this oversharing online. However, the winds do seem to be shifting on privacy online, though I would say right now the winds are fairly small. Audiences seem to be less into oversharing in specific ways. Most recently, there has been a serious pushback against influencers sharing their children's names, faces, ages, and lifestyle online. Kids deserve privacy and should not be used to make money for their parents online, is the general argument. People also think that certain types of content or certain topics should be kept secret. These are some of my favorite comments to see online, especially on TikTok, because TikTok comments are wild. They are truly the wild, wild west, y'all. These come from a video where a woman admitted that she has gotten strep throat multiple times from licking her own excrement, and that just seems like something that doesn't need to be shared on TikTok. So you're beginning to see people push back against people who are oversharing what seems like unnecessary information. Like, you can go your whole life without knowing that anyone in the world is ever licking certain things. You know what I'm saying? People want to feel connected to influencers, but there definitely seems to be some pushback of, hey, certain things can be kept private and boundaries are actually good. So what will become more important in the world of influencing? In the face of these challenges, what are people going to gravitate towards when it comes to influencing over the next 5, 10, 15 years? And will influencing even exist in 15 years? My best guess is a focus on micro-influencers, audience trust, and longer form content. Younger generations are over the financial and social norms that our parents grew up with. In light of decreasing social mobility and climate challenges, Gen Z in particular are more interested in comfort over the idea of climbing the corporate ladder or spending their entire life in service of someone else. Gen Z generally seems to be embracing the mindset of, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. In a new article in Fortune, polls that spoke to Gen Z showed that they are interested in using their money to create a comfortable life. With heightened levels of anxiety around the future, grounded in very real socioeconomic and environmental issues, Gen Zers are reconfiguring their approach to money. 73% of Gen Z would rather have a better quality of life than extra money in the bank, and 66% are only interested in finances as a way to support their other interests in life. This, to me, says that Gen Z will continue to bond with influencers who they feel align with their values, and that the trust that an influencer builds with their audience will be all the more important as the world grapples with major social and environmental challenges. I think we're already beginning to see that right now with the Israel-Palestine situation. I also think that longer form content will experience a resurgence. Short form content, especially in the form of kind of trending TikTok videos where you're using an audio or maybe mouthing words, but you're not actually sharing anything about yourself or sharing anything of value with your audience, I think that will become less important to people. Longer form content is going to give influencers the space to really have a conversation with their audiences, to really explain their own beliefs and values, and to really be able to teach their audience something. I think that people are burning out on short form content and they will want to bond with influencers via 10, 30, or even 60-minute videos. My prediction on the lifespan of influencing. So all of this to say that I don't think that influencing is going anywhere. I think it's going to be a viable career for decades to come. Social media is only becoming more and more important in our day-to-day lives. So I think that the grip that influencers have over us is only going to tighten. And remember, I'm using influencer in the broadest sense of the word here. I'm not just talking about the fashion girlies. I'm talking about the Ben Shapiros and the Jordan Petersons as well. These men are influencers. In 2023, according to the Pew Research Center, half of Americans get at least some of their news from social media platforms, as opposed to a news website or newspaper. Distrust in traditional media and traditional institutions has been growing in the United States for a while, which I think is a major problem, but it has definitely hit warp speed ever since the 2016 election. This distrust has pushed people into alternative websites and into trusting individuals with platforms. People want to hear from people who echo their lifestyle and their political or economic viewpoints. People also want to watch people do fun things. People also want to watch people travel to pretty places. So as our world becomes more fractured, it's my opinion that influencers will become in some ways more important. People will continue to do what is already happening, trust an individual over a corporation. So that to me says there's still a lot of room in the influencing world. Influencing is still very much so a viable career, and I don't think that it's going to disappear in 5, 10, or even 20 years. However, I do think there are going to be major changes to how influencers communicate, and I do think there's going to be major challenges for influencers with AI and with changing economic norms. So that is my hot take on the future of influencing. Let's talk about it in the comments. I definitely want to hear from you. If you liked this video, do me a huge favor, hit that thumbs up, hit subscribe, maybe send it to a friend that you think would enjoy watching this. And thank you so much for spending your 2023 with me. I hope you have a fantastic end of the year, and I'll see you next Monday for a new video.